My name is Maidie Erickson. I work for Delve Underground. I'm in New York City. I specialize in construction management. My company, Delve Underground, we do everything tunnels, which is anything from engineering through construction management. And my specialty is being in the tunnels in the construction management world. So how did I get started in the industry? One thing I have to say is since I was 12, I've been working in construction. My dad is a building contractor. I went into engineering because I thought, I think I want to be an engineer instead of a contractor digging that ditch or putting up that concrete. From there, I fell into tunneling by chance and ended up on my first project, which was water tunnel number 3, 20 years ago. And I was an inspector, a tunnel inspector on a 9.2-mile tunnel job that was 650 feet underground. And I loved it ever since. The most rewarding part of my job is knowing that I'm making a difference. And I say that in the fact that when you walk down the street or you look at the tall buildings, people can say, oh, I did that. But I know that, especially since we specialize just in tunnels, I know that we're providing water, we're providing gas, we're providing a tunnel for people to drive through, pedestrians to travel through. And it's just really cool to do something really cool, but it makes an impact on the community and the society. And when I'm older, I can say to my son, hey, look, you might not see that tunnel, but when you turn on the water, you know that tunnel was built by me or by a group of great team members. One of the most memorable experiences, or basically something that I really love, I love doing drilling and blasting in a tunnel. And it's kind of like a feeling, but there's nothing like knowing that a shot is going to go off and the sandhogs or the miners have set up everything, and it's not just a design, it's art in a way, because they have to know exactly where to put everything. And to be way back, you're in the tunnel, but you're way back, and to hear, fire in the hole! And then, woo! And then you get this, it's a pressure wave, and it's this air that comes flying by, and you can feel it, and then you have the smell of the blast. But just the thought that they're making something new, and I just love it. It's kind of an adrenaline rush. Probably a memorable memory that I've had many times, but I enjoyed. If I were talking to a student that was looking to go into the tunneling industry, what would I tell them? One I would tell them is, I love my job. And you get to build really, really cool things and see really cool things. And you're not limited to anything. Tunneling is such a diverse industry, but yet it's a small niche. If you ever just talk to me, and whenever I talk about my job, it's a cool job. So I always tell a young person, I'm like, you don't have to just be that guy or girl that's like in the tunnel. You don't have to be the one that's in the tunnel. You can be also the guy or girl that is designing the tunnel and figuring out how to build it. And then there's even people that design tunnel boring machines that do all kinds of cool ways to build the tunnel. There's also vendors that make waterproofing and instrumentation. And when I talk to kids a lot of times, one, it's a cool job. Two, there's not just either working in construction or working in design or working in construction management is where you oversee the construction of a design. So I just want to say that there's so much opportunity in it. And it is just, it's not a new field, but it's something that anybody can do it. Why do cities need to rely on underground infrastructure? Well, as we know, the cities are growing, they're getting bigger and bigger, we're building more buildings and everything, and having something underground really allows the public and the community to appreciate what's up top. You could have more parks, you could have less congestion, like for example, power lines, using trenchless methods, because tunneling, and that's another thing about kids, tunneling is just not a big tunnel. It also can be a small trenchless utility that goes under. And so by putting utilities and waters and road and everything underground, you can actually appreciate more what's up on top, on the surface, and it allows the community to embrace that more. I can answer right away what the challenge is. We need more young people we need more people to come into the industry, because I know that I love the industry, but there's just this lack of knowledge of what this is. And so people are going into, they're being YouTubers, and they're, I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna be a lawyer, but what about being an engineer? What about going into, hey, there's something called tunnels, because the industry, it's growing, but we just don't have enough young minds that we can't get them. We just need to promote more awareness. Like even starting in, it sounds crazy, but elementary school, middle school, high school, be like, hey, do you know what a tunnel is? When you turn your water on, do you ever wonder where that comes from? When you flush your toilet, do you ever know where it goes? But like people just they don't know. I mean, I didn't know when I was a little kid, and then when I found him, I'm like, this is great. My son, who's 9 though, he knows everything there is to know about tunnels, because I've been talking to him since he was 2. When I come to an event like this, I love conferences. I love it. I love people. I love mixing with people. I love learning and building relationships. So what I get out of a conference like this, it's not just the technical sessions, which you always learn something new, always find something new, but it's also you reconnect and you meet new people and you meet new connections and find new people in the industry. Also, you get the opportunity to mentor young people. I just went to something last night with as a mentor-mentee with the young college students, and that was awesome because it's just the way they bring them in. The expo hall is also one of my favorites because you always get the cool swag, but it's also an opportunity to see what's going on, what's new, what's all in one place. You don't get that, unless you're magical. No, you can't. You just don't get it.